So, how is your
Yeah,
health? Okay? Are you okay now?
yeah. Praise will. Yeah, yes, sir. I'm better now.
Great, great. Okay.
Yeah. Praise, you can start the session. It's over to you.
Good evening, esteemed participants, distinguished guests, and fellow enthusiasts of legal exploration. Welcome to the International HIN Conference on Global Legal Nexus, Insights and Innovations hosted by India Institution of Industrial and Professional Studies and Lex Street Advisors, LLP. I am honored to be your moderator for this enlightening journey into the realms of legal thought and innovation. This A conference is not just an assembly of minds, it is a convergence of diverse perspectives, experiences, and expertise. Our goal is to foster meaningful dialogue, inspire collaborative thinking, and ignite innovative solutions that can shape the legal landscape for the better. And I encourage all participants to actively engage in these discussions, asking probing questions, and share your unique perspectives. The success of this in-conference depends on the collective wisdom and enthusiasm that each of you brings to the table. Let us embrace the spirit of exploration and discovery as we navigate the legal frontiers together. May this in-conference be a platform for enlightenment, inspiration, and forging of connections that we endure beyond the virtual confines of today. Thank you for being a part of this exciting journey. And without further ado, let the International E-Conference on Global Legal Nexus, Insights and Innovations commence. Lex Street was originally promoted as a partnership firm by highly experienced law professionals, each possessing extensive expertise ranging from 16 to 35 years in their respective domain areas of practice. Subsequently, on November 5, 2014, Lex Street underwent a conversion into an LLP and is now recognized as Lex Street Advisors LLP, Advocates and Solicitors. The firm commenced its operations in the Tier 3 city of Baroda in Gujarat, where it still operates, serving as its registered office. The firm has since expanded its presence to Mumbai, Ahmedabad, New Delhi, Gurugram, Vapi, Union Territories of Daman and Silvassa, Pune, and Bengaluru. Lex Street is progressively evolving into a full-service law firm. Lex Street's first-generation lawyers are pioneers in legal professionalism and advocacy. The firm strongly believes in the values that slow and steady wins the race. India Institute of Industrial and Professional Studies is an ISO 17024-2012 and ISO 9001-2015 certified training institute, which aims to provide practical knowledge through outstanding professional programs that enrich the learning experience of students and working professionals. The Institute visualizes to empower individuals by offering courses that are customized with a practical focus on disseminating that knowledge through original and creative teaching methods. The Institute has trained more than 5,000 students in various branches of law and personality development. Now, I request Jadip Mehastra to welcome this gathering.
Thank you, Praise. First of all, let me compliment Kritika, the promoter of Indian Institute of Industrial and Professional Studies, for organizing such a wonderful gathering, especially for legal professionals. And the topic chosen today for today's webinar is International E-Conference on Global Legal Nexus. As you are aware that our country, India, which we now call it a Bharat, has been doing extremely well, and globally now the other countries are recognizing India as a global player in every field. And if we let us talk about our own field, legal profession. Now, since the India is growing at a global level, lot of legal professionals are in great demand now. And as many of you, the first participants who may be aware, that the Bar Council of India has also now allowed the foreign firms to set up a shop in India. So especially for those clients for whom they can advise on foreign laws in India. So the demand for foreign law firms are also going to be very, I mean, very high in India. And especially now, because of this development, the permission for foreign law firms to set up offices in India will also help the domestic law firms of India. So if I tell you, the both the law firms, that is Indian law firm as well as foreign law firms, can collaborate. So there is a great opportunity for foreign law firms to collaborate with Indian law firms, and they can grow together, in the sense that foreign law firms have expertise in the foreign laws of their respective jurisdiction. For example, if any foreign law firms who are operating from, say, USA or UK or say Singapore or say any other countries outside India, they have now opportunity to set up offices in India to advise the foreign clients on foreign law firms. At the same time, the foreign entities who are setting up business in India, or who are keen to set up their business in India, who are keen to set up offices in India, they also need the local law firms for Indian laws. So there is definitely a great opportunity to synergize two law firms. So that is the reason that we thought, let us organize this kind of conference, so that the practitioners of foreign law of foreign countries, as well as the practitioners who are practicing in India, they have the opportunity to collaborate and grow together. So I thank you, IIPS, IIIPS, for organizing such a wonderful global conference. And it is definitely a great opportunity for all the lawyers who are practicing in foreign countries to come to India, as well as the practitioners who are in India. They have also an opportunity to collaborate with foreign law firms. So it's a great law firm, and we will definitely help the respective foreign law firms who want to establish office in India, as well as any individual lawyers who are practicing in foreign country. And if they want to collaborate with any law firm or a lawyer in India, so this is definitely going to be a great platform. And we will also try to help each other in our professional growth also. And I hope all the participants will gather a lot of knowledge from our speakers in this 2 days webinar. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and we will also welcome you, sir.
Welcome. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed members of our community, I'm honored to introduce a distinguished individual who has not merely found a law career, but has passionately embraced it, making the very cornerstone of their life. Please join me in welcoming a first-generation advocate, a seasoned legal professional at critical. Beyond the professional realm, our guest's commitment to education shines brightly. As a master trainer at the India Institute of Industrial and Professional Studies, they mentor law students and legal professionals alike, reaching out to a diverse audience from all walks of life. With a career spanning over 8 years, our guest has internalized the belief that the pursuit of knowledge knows no bounds. Their unending quest for learning propels them surpass yesterday's achievements, embrace tomorrow's challenges, and savor of the present moment. In their own words, learning is a never-ending process, motivating them to be better than yesterday, prepared for tomorrow, all while living their best today. I invite her to present a paper on traversing the dynamic terrain of men's rights, a comprehensive examination of modern legal perspectives. You are welcome,
Thank
ma'am.
you, Praise. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, Jaideep sir. And I also really thank you for joining hands with us. And your support has been immense. Stating that, I would like to start my paper presentation. So, my paper is majorly about men's right. So, what interested me to choose this men's right is that the bubble that exists in the society that men do not have any right. I would like to rebut the same myth. According to me, it's a myth with the few conclusion, with a few laws that are existing, along with certain case laws and live examples. So now let us go back to the history. In the history, if you take out any epic for that matter, it may be Ramayana, Mahabharata, forget those things. If you go to the kings and queens kingdom also, though he would have been a big, very big king, he had to walk in through Swayamvara. So for my foreign friends who doesn't know the concept of Swayamvara is a place wherein all the prospective grooms would be sitting in queue, okay, in a line like this, and the prospective bride will walk with a garland in her hand, and whomever she finds good or appropriate, she will put that garland on him. Or if not, the prospective bride will organize a competition. In Ramayana, if you see, it was supposed to shoot an arrow. Okay, even in Mahabharata, it was like that. And based on her, these things, she would organize other, even for that matter, we could also find traces of musical competitions also, wherein the prospective bride was like, I want a very good singer. So that way, the weddings were done. So the women or the female had that freedom to choose her husband. But now, if you see at today's age, it's like you can find rape, you can find domestic violence, you can find forcible marriage. Almost people are like, oh, my father is forcing, my mom is forcing. And sometimes, we had also gone through a phase wherein the girl's wish was not at all asked. So, why did we travel from that phase to this phase? This is not just the concept of India, but also the concept of foreign countries as well. So if you see many of the countries, like you name it and it is there. Historically, women were celebrated. But in the middle age or in the modern times, women are made to suffer. So this is the reason why an emphasis to women laws were given, because they needed it. And also, one more thing I would like to stress out here is our ancestors, they actually celebrated women. Now, if you see, it's I will not tell it's only for Hindu religion. It's for other religion also. In Hindu religion, we have Radha Rani. We worship her a lot. We have Sita Mata. We have Lakshmi, goddess Lakshmi, who is for money, goddess Saraswati, and we have goddess for every special thing. Like what if we want to good money and wealth and all, we'll tell pray to Lakshmi, and that is wherein we tell that yes, the female characters are associated with powers, with wealth, and everything. But now today, it's like women are suppressed, and that all those things, it made the lawmakers, or it made the constitution to give a special emphasis to women. That is the reason the shift from that era to this era, it made them. I'll give you one beautiful example for this. Let's not go to the history. Let's be here in the present. Before this during the British rule, the females were not allowed to get married for the second time. Okay, suppose if during her lifetime, if her husband expired, then she was supposed to do sati or johar. So suppressed by that, there was a huge moment that took place, that there was social movement by Rajaram Mohan Rai and many others who were agitating for women's rights. Consequently, at the end of the day, the British passed an legislation that empowered the Hindu women to get married for the second time. Imagine a situation wherein for a female to get married or to get remarried, there was a special legislation. So that was a fate of women. That is the reason why the lawmakers had to stress on this. Now, when I speak of this emphasis on empowerment of women, the question that arises in our mind is, are men sidelined in this particular process? Now let me tell you, I'm very much sure all of you have seen this interview wherein Priyanka Chopra, one of the famous Bollywood actress, she explains what does equality in gender mean to a press reporter. She says that physiologically men and women are totally different. She states that if a man can be CEO at 30, can manage his home, can run his home, can have wife, can have child, then why cannot a female? She can be CEO at 30, can manage kitchen and can have child. To have that equality, it is supposed to get the female should is supposed to get some privileges there. Okay, because the basic concept of justice, what does it says? The equals has to be treated equally and unequals have to be treated unequally. Women and men are not equal. That is why they are differentiated as two genders. The biological structure of men and women are different. Psychologically, they are different. Physical strength is different. Everything is different. So they have to be treated differently. But in that context, again, the question arises is, are men sidelined? Whether women are given more right than they need to survive in this society and to give a tough competition or to walk on par with men? The answer for that is, we will discuss at the end of the session. So at the end of the session, I would request you to tell whether you feel, what is your opinion on this, or if you had a pre-constructed opinion, was there any change in that? Now, let us speak about the men's right that they have since, no, not since, before their birth. Now, let us start from womb. So, we know that we have a prenatal diagnostic, that particular act which prohibits child feticide, child sex identification, and other thing. See, there men cannot ask that we also want a law, we also want to act, something like that. Because if somebody gets to know that they have a son, I am 100% sure they'll not get the child aborted, even if it is the 15th child. And if they get to know that that's a son, they'll be like, I'll have that 15th child. So that is the mentality, or that is a mindset of people, not just in India, at every place. Okay, speaking of this, the next one is about the property. Now, if you see Hindu Succession Act and also Indian Succession Act, the property right of a child in the womb is protected. Now, if you see, the beauty of that particular legislation is it is gender neutral. It doesn't say that the child has to be boy, the child has to be girl, or something like that. So there you have the equality. Okay, there you cannot tell that nobody has said that everybody speaks of female feticide, nobody speaks of male feticide. No, male feticide doesn't exist. So nobody speaks about it. That's a hard fact that all of us have to agree for that. So when there is no problem, there is no solution. The problem is associated with female feticide. That is why we have that particular act. And now when you speak of the property rights, which is general for everyone, there it has been maintained as gender neutral. That is, both, if the child in the womb is either female or male, it has the similar rights. Moving next, childhood. Childhood, see, again, I would like to retaliate to the same point, telling that no male child is not privileged or is not given education or basic life skill, because it is believed across the globe that the male should be the bread earner of the family. For weird reasons, the men are harassed that you have to have You have to earn. You have to go out. You cannot sit in home. You have to bring food. If you are not able to provide to your family, people question on your masculinity. He's like, what kind of male he is? He's not providing to the family. So that's a kind of mental trauma even for a male to that he has to go through. Okay, there are males who prefer to be at home, to be a homemaker. Okay, and I think that is something that we have to respect, because I personally don't believe that kitchen belongs to female. No. See, I'll give you one more example for that. If you ask anyone who's the best cook in the world, they will not take a name of the female. They will take name of males like Nala Maharaja, Bhimasena. So that name would come up. And also, if you see, if you ask a child who's your favorite cook at the home, suppose if the father is cooking in their home, she'll tell that no, 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 my father cooks better than my mom. And also, if you see these chef competitions, both at the national and international level, you can find male cooks more than female. Okay, because they are like they are very good cooks for that matter. And yeah, so that is what happened. That is why kitchen is never a territory of a female. I don't know why it has been gender stereotype that kitchen belongs to women and women are queens of kitchen. No, if women are kitchen queens of kitchen, even males are the kings of kitchen. So it's like they are equally over there. And that speaking of education, females are generally denied of education. They feel that, oh, the tagline that is associated with females are like are the property of some other family. They are not our asset. So they are always considered as a liability. Even in my case, even when my father was educating me and my sisters, the common thing that he heard from everybody is like, why are you investing so much on their education? You save that money for their marriage, so it will be easier for you. Why to get girls so much of educated? Tomorrow they'll go against you, they'll do that, they'll do this. So people were filling his ears. Okay, so this is not just in that 10-15 years ago, but this is prevalent even today. So I know a lady who works near my place. She was like, she has two children, one boy and one daughter. Her financial condition is not so good. Trust me when I say this, that she is not sending her daughter to school, wherein she is sending her son to school. When I asked her, she's like, see madam, I cannot afford education for both of them. I can educate only one, and that is why I'm educating my son. So if my son is educated, he gets some degree, he can work somewhere. What I have to do with my daughter, I have to get her married and give it to somebody. That is what exists almost everywhere. Okay, they are supposed to get married, go, and husbands have to earn. Yeah, I do agree that this is a kind of thing that creates pressure on men also. But more than that, this is a hindrance to women. That is why an emphasis is given on women education across the globe. That educate women, bring them to the front line. Don't let the age old society practices suppress them, and also give good food and nourishment to your a girl child. Even now, in every household you can see that the cold food, I mean, if we are making pancakes or dosas or rotis, whatever it is, the hot and the freshly made will be served to the males of the family, and the cold ones are served to the daughters or the females of the family. Okay, that's what happened. That is something is in our subconscious mind. Okay, and these things are like are never noticed because we have practiced it all the way of our life. And also, if you see, if there is some curry left from yesterday's food, it is usually the female who eats it. It's not given to male that you eat it. And also, if we make any good vegetables or any good thing, then male is given a bigger part. I was seeing an advertisement wherein the advertisement was about the women empowerment, and it was very meaningful. The advertisement goes like, there is a child, there is a family, and they have one son and one daughter. That daughter, they used to cook chicken. So that daughter was so curious to know about chicken leg piece, because she was never given the chicken leg piece to eat. That family was a middle class family, so they could afford to get only a few chicken pieces and two leg piece. So that two leg piece were always served to the males in the family. She was never given that food. So she was questioning her mother, Mummy, why are you giving the chicken leg only to males? Are only males supposed to eat it? Why females are not supposed to eat it? If we can't afford it every week, if we can't afford four leg pieces, why cannot we get four leg pieces once in 2 weeks, so that all of us can have it? That mother did not have any answer for this. The father who heard it, he then realized that okay, he is bringing only two leg pieces, and one he is eating himself, and the other one was eaten by his son. That thing never came to his mind. And the next day, when he brings four leg pieces. His wife gets shocked that the advertisement shows a scenario, a scene wherein the mother and the girl child, they taste chicken leg for the first time and how they feel. So this is what happens at every household. This is, I think, a global thing. That is why even there the men and women are unequal, and women require an emphasis over there. Now moving to the workplace. The workplace is somewhere the problem arises. Here the main hindrance that we have is the misuse of the rights that are given to women. That is, for example, I could say POSH Act. Okay, so we have an legislation called as Prevention of Women from Sexual Harassment at Workplace Act. So this empowers women to file a case against a man for sexually harassing her. The law is so wide that even if a man gives a signal, like if he stares at her for 5 minutes straight off like that, then that qualifies for a sexual harassment complaint. That way, that particular act is very, 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 very stringent. So now this is misused, misinterpreted, misunderstood by everyone. Now this makes people think that okay, so this is very much injustice. I see a lot of Instagram reels on this one, that yeah, I stared at a woman, at my female colleague, she filed a sexual harassment complaint. I sent some message to my, even today I saw a reel where somebody had posted that they had sent an message to a female colleague. There was a typo error and she filed a sexual harassment complaint. That's a scenario, but that's not like that. And people question in every social media platform, why do we require this one, why do we do that, why do we do this, etc., etc., etc. But let me tell you, what was government thinking, or what was the lawmakers thinking when they made this act? So basically this originated from Vishaka versus state of Rajasthan. If you don't know the fate of that woman, Vishaka, that is Banwari Lal Devi, she was the victim over there. She was raped in front of her husband. Her husband was present there. He was tied to chair and she was raped. And she was raped by more than 30 people of that family, because she stopped the child marriage from happening. There was a huge gathering, all the family members had gathered. She stopped that child marriage, and because of that the family felt very, very, very defamated. So they wanted to teach her some lesson, and that is why she was raped in a brutal condition. And the police officers did not support her. She was asked to she was humiliated so bad that she was even asked her experience, how did you feel when 30 people raped you? And also she was asked to remove her clothes, leave her petticoats there. She was literally very much harassed in that place. And at the end of the day, she did not get justice, because what did the court say? The court said that uh, a person cannot do a sexual act with his nephew. Okay, because that 30 people, whoever she was telling that, and few, though she does not even know the name, who were all there. The court said that they were interrelated, and there was a person who was with his nephews. Okay, so they were all there, and they the court opined the same. See, one person cannot have sex in front of his nephew. He cannot do that sexual intercourse thing. And also, they also said that even for that nephew, it will be very difficult to do it in front of his uncle. So that was the standard the court took. So engraved by this one, the court said that we want some guidelines, we want some protection. But the sad part is this has been misused, which even I feel very bad as a female. I also take a stand against those females who misuse it. But when such things are misused, the government has ensured, or the lawmakers has ensured, that you have adequate protection. See, the first thing a man can do is he can take protection under grievance redressal cell. If he feels that some woman is going to give a complaint on him, then if not under the POSH Act, he has grievance redressal cell. He can go and take complaint there. He can go and take shelter there, and he can attend the POSH sessions. He can attend and he can prove his innocence. Later, that he can file for a defamation suit. So with this defamation suit, he can get relief both in financial terms as well as in the other terms. So he can get everything. Now, after that, if the outcome of the POSH session is that she has filed a false complaint, then the POSH committee can give a judgment to suspend her or to terminate her, whoever has given the false complaint. So even you have that ground. It's not that just because you have a posh session going against you, you have a complaint against you, that doesn't mean that you will end up in jail or you will end up terminated. Prove your innocence, then the law will surely protect you. Next one, you can file in the labor court that you have been harassed, you have been mentally harassed. Also, you can file criminal complaint under IPC sections for mental harassment 498A. You can file for criminal intimidation. You can file for or criminal conspiracy 120B. You can file criminal complaints under those sections, and you can protect yourself. So POSH is not so much of against man, but also it gives protection to men in different forms. It's only that you have to be well aware of the other laws that are in existence. Okay, and also there are incidences where POSH committee has gone against the complainant, and they have told that she's been giving false complaints, she has been misleading the company, and they have imposed costs on her, they have terminated her. And also there are many defamation cases that is being done. So that way you can protect yourself in the workplace. Now then you will ask me that there are many laws which are maybe reservation and all other things. Yes, reservation is a hot boiling topic. So when I was preparing for this paper, I saw a few debates that was regarding the women's reservation bill, Nari Shakti, and others. So all I could get to know there was they are emphasizing and they are struggling to get the female participants more in the legislature. Now, I'll give you 2 seconds. Let's not go to the statistics or surveys that are done by the third people, or let's not rely on somebody else. Just let us think for ourselves for 2 seconds, and let us see what answer we get. The first question that I ask is, how many female PMs do we have till date? Till date, female prime ministers in India or in your country, wherever it is. How many female PMs do we have? Yeah, all I could remember is Indira Gandhi. Next, how many chief ministers do we have of our state? Okay, so 2 seconds. I am from Karnataka and we have 0 female chief ministers till date. The state has not witnessed a single chief minister, and also I don't see any prospective female CM candidate in the state of Karnataka. I am feeling very embarrassed to state this, but this is very much true. Next, how do we react when we see a female cop standing in the station, or a female IPS officer or a female IAS officer, to that of a female or to that of a male IAS officer or IPS officer? 2 seconds. Yes, the action will be, oh, she's a female officer, she has done that, she has done this, she's a female pilot. Even today, in 2024, we celebrated a female pilot riding a jet flight. So it's something a good thing to witness, and also a bad thing to see, that do we have to really celebrate? Why cannot we normalize it? We cannot normalize it. See, wherever there is a female achievement, the eyebrows are like up. Oh my god, that's a female. It's never a normal thing. If it is a male, it's like, oh, it's a male. So you never have that excitement. It is so normal. Then why do you have to show that excitement for a female doing something exceptional, or which something male have been doing stereotypically? So when these things are normalized, I don't think we require a reservation. Now, if I ask you to name male PMs of the country, you will name it. Takatak, takatak. When there is female thing, we don't have sufficient names. And also, do we see any prospective candidates? No, we don't see. That is where we require reservation. Because again, I would like to reiterate the concept that equals are to be treated equally and unequals are treated to be unequally. Okay, so again, I would like to say that male and female are definitely not equal. So in this context, speaking of leaves, yes, these days we have paternity leave, which I welcome a lot, because a child has to be brought up both by male and female, that is his father and mother. So this paternity leave we have. And next we have caregivers leave. Caregivers leave is given both to female and males by many of the MNCs, though this is not legalized, or this does not have a statutory form. It is wherein, suppose if there is an elderly senior citizen in the home and he is hospitalized, she is hospitalized, then they can avail this caregivers. And also this can be availed if his wife faces a miscarriage, he can avail caregivers leave. So that is, I think, a very welcoming thing that all the companies are doing. And apart from that, we do have various other leaves that are given to men as well as women. Now when I speak about this, we come to the debating topic of period leaves. And okay, so to introduce period leaves, it is being offered to females 1 day per month whenever they are menstruating. So of the 4 days of the menstruation cycle, they can opt that particular day, either on the first day, second day, third day, fourth day, based on their convenience. The debate is on, certain companies do offer that and certain companies are against it. The existing lawmakers of our country are against that, because that provides and a ground for the sexual harassment. To an extent, I do agree. It is okay, it is welcoming at the metropolitan city, but India as a country has a lot of village. And also, I feel that it's individual perspective. If you ask, in my opinion, I would not prefer availing that leave. Somewhere we talk that we want equality, we want to go there, we want to achieve heights. To achieve heights, you have to compromise a lot. So I am not in favor of that, but still the debate is open. So I would not like to comment anything on that one. Moving next, we will be coming into the topic of marriage. So marriage is somewhere men are harassed a lot, a lot, a lot, because the lawmakers in the forefront, in the prima facie, has given very much of a predominant preference to females, that she can file a dowry case, she can file domestic violence case, etc., etc., etc. But let me burst some myths here. The first question: can a mother-in-law file a case against the daughter-in-law? The answer is yes. So now the question comes, where she can file. The first provision she has is, she can file under the Domestic Violence Act 2005, which is prevalent in India, stating that my daughter-in-law is mentally harassing me. And then she can take protection from Indian Penal Code, criminal conspiracy, abatement, mental harassment, etc., etc., etc. So now this is between females. Now, whether a husband can file a case against wife, yes, husband also can file case against wife. What provision he can file? He can file under relevant provisions of Indian Penal Code. The first one that comes is criminal conspiracy 120B, wherein if he feels that they are trying to conspire against him, trying to beat him or something like that, or if he feels that if the wife is mentally harassing husband, and husband does not want to take divorce but wants to file a mental harassment case, or she is threatening him constantly that I'll file a dowry case against you, you see what I will do, I'll send you jail, etc., etc., then he can file a criminal complaint under section 498 of Indian Penal Code, telling that my wife is mentally harassing me. He can also file a civil suit for the mental harassment. Along with that, if the wife beats husband, these days even that is possible, wife beating husband. Husbands do not tell this openly because they feel that it's a question of their prestige, that I should not tell to people that my wife is beating me. So even there they can file complaint under provisions of IPC for hurt and grievous hurt. If I'm not wrong, that should be section 324. Also, if the husband feels that she is misusing the law and the police officers are supporting, and she is giving fabricated evidences, then in that circumstances he can file complaint under section 167 of Indian Penal Code, along with some other one. And also he can seek compensation from her. In these cases, wife can go to jail also. It's not only the husband that could go to jail, even wife could go to jail. Many of us do not know the concept of this, and I should say that it is the wife jokes that are prevalent, and they tell that, oh, okay, don't do that, she will file a dowry case against you, she'll do that, she'll do this. But even the husbands have right. The husband's right is very wide. He could use the entire IPC or BNS, whatever we have in force when you're watching this recorded session. So you can take privilege, you can take provisions from that one, and you can file cases against your wife. Okay, that she is mentally harassing, she's doing this, she's doing that. And also you can protect your interest. It's, if a female is misusing it, I really condemn that one. And also I do support men whenever they have these, they can leverage these provisions and they can seek protection. Now, coming to the next point, that is maintenance and alimony. The even day before yesterday, not day before yesterday, few days back, I had a consultation with one of the friend of mine, wherein she was expressing her fear that her brother is not earning well now these days, and his wife is threatening that I am going to claim maintenance, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this, though she is earning very well currently. Then she was like, oh, my brother has to give still maintenance, and my brother has to suffer, etc., etc., etc. So I told her, no, it's not the case. Do not have that conception in your mind. If you are true, and if you have sufficient documents and evidences that support your claim that the wife is having good earning, and or she is capable of earning, then you need not pay maintenance. So that is not something which is very compulsory. We have good number of judgments which supports this. I would like to say a few judgments here. The first one is Rupali Gupta versus Rajat Gupta. In this case, the court termed two terminologies. First one is capable of earning, and the second one is actual earning. So, what do you mean by capable of earning? So, in this case, what happened is Rupali Gupta, she was a qualified CA, but she was not working. So, like, I will not work. I want my husband to pay. So the court said that, see, you are capable of earning, so you have to earn. You cannot ask that, no, I am married now, I am getting divorced, and I want maintenance from my husband. That is not permitted. And also the court also said about the actual earnings. So if you are earning, you have to be independent, and you should not be claiming from your husband. Now, speaking of this, moving next, I have one more judgment, that is Rani Sethi versus Sunil Sethi. What happened in this case was Sunil Sethi and Rani Sethi were the couples were there, and Sunil Sethi sold all his ancestral property, all his savings, and he started a business. When he started the business, what did this person do is, out of extreme love that he had on his wife, he named major stocks of the company in his wife's name. And someday the fight broke out and they separated with each other. And what did Rani Sethi do was, she took the major stockings and she left nothing with Sunil. Sunil became literally papad and he was on roads. So even after that, Rani Sethi, she did not give him any maintenance. She did not give his share and all other things. Now, this landed in the court, and Sunil Sethi told that he is entitled to maintenance from his wife Rani Sethi. So his wife said, no, 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 I am not going to give him maintenance, etc., etc., etc. But the court, yeah, sure, sure, Jagpal, I'll surely share the judgments. So the court went through this judgment, and the court went through the facts, went through the documents, evidences, and said that Rani Sethi, that is a wife, she should pay maintenance to her husband. Along with that, she should give a car to him for his daily commutance. So she was ordered to give a car to him. I think she gave some Tata car to him. Or Maruti car, I forgot the car brand. Even that was in the judgment, that she should give him a car so that he can do the traveling daily. So along with the maintenance, he got a car. And that is the power, or that is the interpretation of law. That is it will always uphold the justice. So when I say that women's are given more right, that is to treat them equally with that of the men. And also the law has given protection to men whenever they feel that the women are misusing their rights, their powers. They are mercilessly submerged and they are suppressed down. In one more case of KM Vinaya versus V Srinivas, this judgment was pronounced from Karnataka High Court. In this case, what happened was, mother, she refused to give custody of the child to the husband. She said, no, 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 I am not going to give custody. This is my child. I'll only take care of my child, and my child is small. We know the custody rights, right? That if a child is below certain age, then the mother has the first right. But the Karnataka High Court went against all the laws that are existing, and it said that child requires both parents' love. So the court said that let's settle it once for all. 6 months the child will be with the mother, 6 months the child will be with the father, and during that 6 months they will have visitation rights. So the child, the other suppose the child is with mother in the first 6 months, the father can visit the child. Okay, then the next 6 months from June to December, the child will be with father and the mother can visit the child. So that way, Karnataka High Court took this landmark judgment and said that child requires both the love, and the laws are to be amended and laws are to be changed. And also, there are many judgments which gave emphasis on the visitation rights. In one of the cases, it was like the mother had the custody of the child, two children, and father asked for the custody. So the mother contended that my husband is an adulterous husband, that is, he's having extramarital affairs, and that was the ground for the divorce. So, and also he is living with some other female, and I am not able to give my child to him. I cannot give the child. So if he wants to meet the child, he can come to my home and he can see that too whenever I am in the house. If I am not in the house, my husband is not allowed to enter into my house, or he is not allowed to take the children outside the main gate of my house. If whatever he has to do, he has to do it in front of my eyes, and I will not send him to his place. And also, the children cannot stay at his place. The court said that if the husband is adulterous, or after wedding he has remarried, after divorce he has remarried someone, that is not the ground for canceling his visitation rights. And just because the mother has biologically carried the child, that doesn't entitle her to get 100% custody of the child. Even the father is been has contributed to the birth of the child, and even he has that emotions that has to be respected. That is why the court said that the father has the visitation rights, and the wife, that is the mother or the wife, cannot claim that because he is living with some other female, the children are not entitled to visit their father, also to meet their father, or to visit their father. Father can take the children to the places that he wants to, provided they are safe and secure and the children are not physically or mentally harassed. So that way the father's right are always upheld. And this does not apply only for biological father, this applies even for your stepfather, or even for the adopted father, and anything for that matter. And also, speaking of adoption, uh, even the single males are allowed to adopt. There is a catch here that a single male cannot adopt a female child. Okay, so this has been done with the intention of protection of the female child. See, females have a lot of biological things in them. It may be the menstruation cycle, or it may be in any other points for that matter. So a single man will not be understanding what how the physiologically or mentally the female child goes through, what are the changes that she goes through. So keeping all of these things in mind, they have told that no, let's not keep it open for now, let us see in the future. Okay, so and also they can adopt a male child, they can bring it on their own, and also they are given with all the rights. And now also we can see that they can have surrogacy, surrogated through option, they even that options are there. So the law is evolving in that matter, and somewhere the other, not somewhere the other, everywhere the men's right are being protected. So this is all that I had to talk about the men's right and burst the myth that men are being suppressed or sidelined by law. The fact is, women are emphasized. Yes, women rights are emphasized, women's are celebrated, women's are uh, given more power to come up, so that they become equal. Okay, that is the thing, that is the uh, parity that is given in the law, so that they can be equal. So this is only with the concept, or only with the mindset that the equals has to be treated equals, and unequals are to be treated unequally. So this is all what I had to say about the men's law and the myth that is associated with us in our mind, consciously or subconsciously, that the women rights are too much and men's are being sidelined. So this is all what I had to say about this paper. And once the session is completed, so I'll consolidate all the papers, and this will be shared with in all the public platforms. So if you have any questions or any inputs, you can give it here. I think we have a 5 minutes price, if I'm not wrong.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
yes, ma'am. I would like to add something. Yes,
Yes.
ma'am. I totally agree with you. Even today, women suffer from different forms of violence, such as domestic violence, sexual violence, pay gap, honor killing, and many other forms of oppression and discrimination. Thus, the special laws enacted for women are totally justified and very much required in our present society.
Yeah, true, very much true. And when you said about the pay parity, I recall one more advertisement, which I think it is for some oil brand or something, wherein a pregnant lady, she goes for interview, and she's been fired because she was pregnant, and they have to give 6 months of maternity leave, paid maternity leave. So yeah, that is also a point that has to be noted, which I think I missed. Yeah, any inputs? Yeah, I think there are no inputs. Praise, I think you can go ahead. And before that, before handing over to Praise, thank you everyone for listening. And I hope this was informative.
Thank you, Krithika. It was informative.
Thank you.
Now I'll be moving on to the next speaker for today's session. Soumya Dutta is a legal professional with a commendable educational background, having earned honors in BA LLB from Assam University in 2018. Subsequently, in 2021, he expanded his expertise by completing a PG diploma in Women's Studies from Dr. Bihar Ambedkar Open University, Hyderabad. Kicking off his professional journey in the real estate sector, he gained practical insights into property law and contractual intricacies. Currently, he provides freelance legal services, specializing in contract drafting and legal research. Proficient in crafting clear and legally sound contracts and adept at conducting thorough legal research, he delivers high quality, tailored solutions. With a solid foundation in real estate law and a comprehensive understanding of gender-related legal considerations, he brings a holistic perspective to his work. His professional ethos revolve around excellence, integrity, and a client-centric approach, aiming to provide pragmatic legal solutions that align with both legal standards and the unique needs of his clients. I invite him to present paper on an analysis on cyber crimes against women in India. You're welcome.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, esteemed panelists. The topic I am going to present today is an analysis on cyber crimes against women in India. The spread of internet has been mostly beneficial. Uh, However, some individuals and organizations use the cyberspace to carry out criminal activities. While there are some cyber crimes like hacking, financial fraud, and others which affect people irrespective of their gender, there are some crimes that primarily affect women in cyberspace. In crimes such as cyberstalking, online sexual harassment, non-consensual pornography, and revenge porn, women are the prime targets. The issue that makes Indian women more vulnerable in the digital space is the socio-cultural norm that forces women to remain silent. Victim blaming, fear of protecting family honor, lack of digital literacy, and legal awareness are the main reasons why cyber crimes against women are generally not reported. Uh, as of 2019, the total cybercrime incidents have gone up by 18.4%, but the number of cybercrime cases against women have gone up by 28%, as shown by the National Crime Record Bureau. Data showed that 10,730 incidents, or 20.2% of the 52,974 incidents registered in 2021, were reported as crimes against women. Cyber criminals target women through popular social media websites such as Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and even LinkedIn, a business and employment focused social media platform. WhatsApp, emails, chat rooms, YouTube, dating apps like Tinder, Bumble, etc., matrimonial websites, and text messages. Perpetrators of cyber crimes can be total strangers or even acquaintances. And the victims of cyber crimes can be of any age or socio-economic status. Victims can be adolescent girls, working women, social media influencers, actresses, students, or any women who use the internet. Even prepubescent girls are exploited by cyber criminals for the purpose of making child pornography. Online sexual harassment. Now we shall discuss what is online sexual harassment, how sexual harassment occurs in the online space. Sexual harassment encompasses various forms of unwelcome behavior characterized by explicit or implicit sexual undertones, which may involve inappropriate promises of rewards in exchange for sexual favors. It can manifest through both physical and verbal means, ranging from verbal transgressions to instances of sexual abuse or assault. Uh, as ma'am discussed, Kritika ma'am discussed, Vishakha versus State of Rajasthan was the first case in which the sexual harassment for the first time was recognized by Indian courts and became a point of discussion in India. Cyber sexual harassment has become an increasingly pervasive issue in today's digital age. Cyber sexual harassment is any form of sexual advances or conduct that takes place online or through electronic communication. This can include sending or posting sexually explicit messages or images, making sexual comments or jokes, or threatening or intimidating someone in a sexual way. In India, online sexual harassment is punishable under Section 75 of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita 2023, that is Section 354A of the Indian Penal Code, and Section 67 and 67A of the Information Technology Act 2000. Section 75, Sexual Harassment and Punishment for Sexual Harassment. A man committing any of the following acts: physical contact and advances involving unwelcome and explicit sexual overtures, or a demand or request for sexual favors, or showing pornography against the will of a woman, making sexually colored remarks, shall be guilty of the offense of sexual harassment. Any man who commits the offense specified in clause 1 or clause 2 or clause 3 of subsection 1 shall be punished with rigorous imprisonment for a term which may extend to 3 years, or with fine, or with both. Any man who commits the offense specified in clause 4 of subsection 1 shall be punished with imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 1 year, or with fine, or with both. A woman can also seek relief for online sexual harassment under Section 67 and 67A of the Information Technology Act. Section 67. Punishment for publishing or transmitting obscene material in electronic form. Whoever publishes or transmits or causes to be published or transmitted in the electronic form any material which is lascivious or appeals to the prurient interest, or if its effect is such as to tend to deprave and corrupt persons who are likely, having regard to all relevant circumstances, to read, see, or hear the matter contained or embodied in it, shall be punished on the first conviction with the imprisonment of either description for a time, for a term uh, which may extend to 3 years, and with fine which may extend to 5 lakh rupees, and in the event of second or subsequent conviction, with imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 5 years, and also with fine which may extend to 10 lakh rupees. Section 67A, punishment for publishing or transmitting of material which is material containing sexually explicit act or etc. in electronic form. Whoever publishes or transmits or causes to be published or transmit in the electronic form any material which contains sexually explicit act or conduct shall be punished on first conviction with imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 5 years, and with fine which may extend to 10 lakh rupees, and in the event of second or subsequent conviction, with imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 7 years, and also with fine which may extend to 10 lakh rupees. Thus, a man who makes sexually colored remarks to a woman online, or sends sexually explicit images or videos online can be punished under the above mentioned act. There was a case which was in the news like 2 or 3 years ago, called the boys locker room case. In that horrifying incident, popularly known as the boys locker room, images of girls were shared by boys without their consent, and objectified them with sexist comments on an Instagram group named Boys Locker Room. Apparently, the girls on whom comments were passed were minor, and this reflects the rape culture in our society. The Delhi Commission of Women issued a notice to Instagram and Delhi High Court under the complaint of sharing objectionable pictures of minor girls and planning illegal acts such as rape. Further, a PIL was filed to the Delhi High Court seeking to seek a special investigative investigation team or Central Bureau of Investigation into the matter. Cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is bullying with the use of digital technologies. It can take place on social media, messaging platforms, gaming platforms, and message and mobile phones. It is a repeated behavior aimed at scaring, angering, or shaming those who are targeted. Indian women face cyberbullying in various forms, such as negative comments on a woman's moral character, body shaming, rape threats or threats of violence, sexual remarks, and pejorative labels. There are no specific provisions to deal with cyberbullying in India. However, certain provisions of the Information Technology Act 2000, like Section 66D, 66E, 67, 67A, and 67B can be used to deal with cases of cyberbullying. Similarly, Section 75, 79, 356, 351 of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, that is Section 354A, 499, 500, 503, and 509 of the IPC can be used to deal with cyberbullying. Uh, there is a case law here. A 26-year woman ended her life in Kerala's Kottayam district following alleged cyberbullying of her former friend. According to the police, despite the woman snapping her friendship with the man, he continued to trouble her by sharing their past chat history and her photos on social media, especially after the women's family was getting marriage proposals for arranged marriage. Cyber stalking. What is cyber stalking? Cyber stalking means trying to forcefully establish contact or monitoring the activities of a person through the use of internet. And this may include repeatedly messaging the victim through social media or messaging apps, or sending emails with the intention of fostering a romantic relationship with the victim, despite unwillingness on the part of the victim to enter into such relationship with the perpetrator. The objective of the perpetrator may also be to harass the victim. Stalking was made a criminal offense after the Criminal Law Amendment Act 2013 under Section 354D of the Indian Penal Code. Section 78, subsection 1, clause 2 of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita 2023 states that if a man monitors the use by a woman of the internet, email, or any other form of electronic communication, commits the offense of stalking. In Ritu Kohli case, the victim started receiving a number of emails from an unknown source. Initially, she ignored the mails. Stalker used obscene and obnoxious language and posted her residence telephone number and other personal details on various websites, inviting people to chat with her on the phone. As a result, she started receiving numerous obscene calls at odd hours from everywhere. Then she got alarmed. Distraught, she sought a police complaint. Fortunately, Delhi police immediately sprang into action. They traced down the IP address of the hacker to a cyber cafe. The cyber stalker Manish Kathuria later got arrested by the Delhi police and was booked under Section 509 of the IPC for outraging the modesty of a woman, and also under the IT Act of 2000. The case highlighted here is the first case of cyber stalking to be reported in India. Catfishing and online dating. Catfishing means, though catfishing may sound uh, like trying to fish a catfish, but it is not that. It in relation to online scenario, it means trying to trick or attract someone on social media by pretending to be someone different. In most cases, catfishing involves using a false identity to start an online relationship. It can occur in dating apps, on social media, or via messaging or email. While there are no express provisions against catfishing in India, but if a person commits a crime while catfishing, that person shall be liable for punishment. For example, if a person commits identity theft while catfishing, that person shall be liable for punishment under Section 66C of the Information Technology Act 2000. Similarly, if a person shares sexually explicit material, um, and they will be liable under Section 67 and 67A of the Information Technology Act 2000. Similarly, a person financially deceiving a woman can be liable under Section 318 and 319 of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita 2023, that is Sections 415 and 417 of the IPC. Online dating, also known as internet dating, virtual dating, or mobile app dating, is a method used by people with the goal of searching for and interacting with potential romantic partners via the internet. However, online dating has dangers like scamming, cyber stalking, online sexual grooming of younger women, emotional abuse, etc. uh, about the there is a case that came into news recently, the Aftab Punawala case. A girl named Shraddha Walker was who was originally from Mumbai. The perpetrator was also from Mumbai. They subsequently shifted to Delhi. So they met through a dating app called Bumble in 2019. After a few months of living together, uh, Aftab Punawala subsequently murdered Shraddha Wakar and cut her into pieces. And he actually kept her head in his house, in his apartment for several days, even after the murder. And even after the murder, uh, he continued using those dating apps and chatting with other women. So this is a case which highlights the danger of online dating, especially in Indian context. Online matrimonial fraud. Over 2 decades, online matrimonial sites have gained popularity in India, where most marriages are still arranged by parents. But matrimonial sites are not completely safe. Scammers are now targeting Indians with a scam wherein they ask the victim to pay the customs duty, collect expensive gifts sent by their friends or lover they meet online or matches from matrimonial websites. Um, the thing which makes online matrimonial fraud uh, so hard to detect is because of the social acceptance and um, legitimacy that is given to online matrimonial apps. They are often more acceptable to Indian parents than like dating apps like Tinder, Bumble, OkCupid, etc. Um, so there have been many cases of matrimonial fraud over the last few years. So the section which can be the relevant sections which can be used uh, to prosecute a convict under who commits a online matrimonial fraud are Section 66D of the Information Technology Act 2000 and Section 318 and Section 319 of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, that is sections 415, 417 of the IPC, lay down provisions which can be useful in cases of financial fraud in which the victims are targeted through online matrimony sites. Digital identity theft. Digital identity theft includes a malicious party that illegally acquires personal information and uses it for identity fraud, using credit card frauds or extortion of the victim. Social media impersonation is a form of digital identity theft. Using this tactic, a cyber criminal or scammer creates a profile on a social media platform, usually using personally identifiable information such as name, picture, location, background details stolen from a certain individual. Women are especially vulnerable to identity theft, since the perpetrator impersonating the woman may try to harm the reputation of the woman. Uh, it may happen that the perpetrator, who has made a fake profile in the name of a woman, may send messages to men, or like post obscene comments or anything of that nature, in in her social media in the fake social media profile. So the consequence of that will be the girl who whose profile has been whose profile on whose name the fake profile has been made, she may subsequently be subjected to ridicule, or or people may defame her, or it will cause harm to her reputation. So uh, that is something which that is a danger which comes with uh, digital identity theft when it comes to women. Section 66C of the Information Technology Act 2000 provides punishment for identity theft. Section 66C provides Section 66C punishment for identity theft. Whoever fraudulently or dishonestly make use of electronic signature, password, or any other unique identification feature of any other form of any other person shall be punished with imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 3 years, and shall also be liable to fine which may extend to rupees 1 lakh. Non-consensual pornography and revenge porn. Voyeurism is the sexual interest in or practice of watching people engaged in intimate behaviors such as undressing, sexual, or other actions of a private nature. Voyeurs may also capture images or videos of a woman in a private situation and circulate the video or upload them on pornography websites. The voyeur may also resort to blackmailing, or sexual exploitation of the victim. Voyeurism is a form of non-consensual pornography where the victim does not consent to the capturing or circulation of their private video or image. In India, cases of voyeurism have increased with the spread of internet technology and mobile cameras. It was after the recent incident at Chandigarh University, in which a hostel inmate allegedly shot multiple offensive films of female students in a shared bathroom, and that voyeurism was brought to the forefront of the public consciousness. In the 2019 case of State and City of Delhi versus Shailesh Kumar, Justice Sushil Wala Dagar determined that while voyeurism is a silly form of amusement for men, it traumatizes women mentally. These actions violate a woman's right to privacy, making her feel insecure in settings that are typically designed to be safe for women. Revenge porn. It is also a kind of non-consensual pornography. Porn is the distribution of sexually explicit images or videos of individuals without their consent. Uh, the material may have been made by a partner in an intimate relationship with the knowledge and consent of the subject at the time, or it may have been made without their knowledge. Um, a current or previous partner may share such images as revenge or threaten to distribute them as a type of blackmail. In state of West Bengal versus Animesh Boxi, 2018, where the defendant Animesh Boxi was accused of uploading intimate photos and videos of his former girlfriend on pornographic websites. He was found guilty under Section 66E, Section 67, and Section 67A. Section 66C of the IT Act, along with Section 44, 354, and 509 of the IPC. He was sentenced to imprisonment for a period of 5 years and charged with a fine of rupees 9,000. The court observed that the victim has suffered injury to her reputation, and any physical injury was not necessary to charge with sexual harassment, voyeurism, stalking, and criminal intimidation. The case holds historic significance because it is the first of its kind to convict a case of revenge porn and be punished with harsh punishments. Sometimes videos and images of sexual assault are also distributed over the internet, like the recent case during the Manipur ethnic conflict. Two girls were sexually assaulted and paraded naked on the road. This horrific incident was captured in video and then circulated over the internet. And there are provisions under the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, uh, that is currently IPC is in force, and Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita is yet to come in force. The Information Technology Act 2000 to deal with cases of non-consensual pornography and revenge porn. Section 77 of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita 2023, that is Section 354C of the Indian Penal Code, makes voyeurism a punishable offense. Section 77 defines voyeurism as follows. Section 77, voyeurism. Uh, Whoever watches or captures the image of a woman engaging in a private act in circumstances where she would usually have the expectation of not being observed either by the perpetrator or by any other person at the behest of the perpetrator, or disseminates such image, shall be punished on first conviction with imprisonment of either description for a term which shall not be less than 1 year, but which may extend to 3 years, and shall also be liable to fine, and be punished on a second or subsequent conviction with a imprisonment of either description for a term which shall not be less than 3 years, but which may extend to 7 years, and shall also be liable to fine. Explanation 1. For the purposes of this section, private act includes any act. Any act of private act includes an act of watching carried out in a place which, in the circumstances, would reasonably be expected to provide privacy, and where the victim's genitals, posterior or breasts, are exposed or covered only in underwear, or the victim is using a lavatory, or the victim is doing a sexual act that is not of a kind ordinarily done in the public. Explanation 2. Where the victim consents to the capture of the images or any act, but not to their dissemination to third persons, and where such image or act is disseminated, such dissemination shall be considered an offense under this section. Section 66E, 67, 67A, and 67B of the Information Technology Act 2000 also makes making, circulating, or transmitting different types of non-consensual porn a criminal offense. Section 66E, punishment for violation of privacy. Whoever intentionally or knowingly captures, publishes, or transmits the image of a private area of any person without his or her consent under circumstances violating the privacy of that person shall be punished with imprisonment which may extend to 3 years, or with fine not exceeding 2 lakh rupees, or with both. Explanation: for the purposes of this section, transmit means to electronically send a visual image with the intent that it be viewed by a person or persons. Capture with respect to an image means to video, photograph, film, or record by any means. Private area means the naked or undergarment clad genitals, pubic area, buttocks, or female breast. Publishers means reproduction in the printed or electronic form and making it available for public. Under circumstances violating privacy means circumstances in which a person can have reasonable expectation that he or she could disrobe in privacy without being concerned that an image of his private area was being captured. Uh, um, any part of his or her private area would not be visible in to the public, regardless of whether that person is in a public or private space. Section 67. Punishment for publishing or transmitting obscene material in electronic form. Whoever publishes or transmits or causes to be published or transmitted in the electronic form any material which is lascivious or appeals to the prudent interest, or if its effect is such as to tend to deprave and corrupt persons who are likely having regard to all relevant circumstances to read, see, or hear the matter contained or embodied in it, shall be punished on first conviction with imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 3 years, and with fine which may extend to 5 lakh rupees, and in the event of second or subsequent conviction, with imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 5 years, and also with fine which may extend to 10 lakh rupees. Section 67A. Punishment for publishing or transmitting of material containing sexually explicit act in electronic form. Whoever publishes or transmits or causes to be published or transmitted in electronic form any material uh, contains a sexually explicit act or conduct uh, shall be conduct on first conviction with imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 5 years, and with fine which may extend to 10 lakh rupees, and in the event of second or subsequent conviction with imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 7 years, and also with fine which may extend to 10 lakh rupees. Evaluation of current laws. Now we shall evaluate the current laws that exist in India to protect women against cyber crimes. And there are certain provisions under the Information Technology Act 2000 and the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, which deal with crimes against women in the cyberspace. Section 66E, 67, 67A, 67, and 67B of the Information Technology Act, and Section 75, 77, and 78 of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. That is Section 354A, 354C, 3 and 354D of the Indian Penal Code can be used against offences like online sexual harassment, cyber stalking, non-consensual pornography. However, there are no express provisions in India to deal with cases of cyberbullying, uh, online matrimonial fraud, or financial fraud against women. Mm. Cyberbullying, as we know, is a crime that involves bullying, insulting someone, intimidating them, uh, uh, cracking jokes about their appearance, their sexual orientation, etc. So there was a recent case in from Ujjain, Madhya Pradesh. Pranshu, a queer artist from Ujjain, who regularly uploaded Instagram deals in sarees and dresses that are commonly worn by women, and danced and sometimes sang. So he faced severe bullying. He faced severe cyberbullying. there were a lot of hate comments. Subsequently, he could not bear the pressure, and at the tender age of 16, he committed suicide. Here I have, which is now not in operation. There is Section 66A, which provided punishment for information which could cause annoyance, inconvenience, danger, obstruction, insult, injury, criminal intimidation, enmity, hatred, or ill will. Uh, this section could have been used to deal with cases of cyberbullying, but it was struck down in the case of Shreya Singhal versus Union of India. Now let's look at the facts and the judgment of this case. Shreya Singhal case. Uh, police In this case, police arrested two women for posting allegedly offensive and objectionable comments on Facebook about the propriety of shutting down the entire city of Mumbai in the aftermath of death of a political popular leader. Um, in this case, the Supreme Court of India invalidated Section 66A of the Information Technology Act 2000 in its entirety. The petitioners argued that Section 66A was unconstitutionally vague, and its prospection against annoyance, inconvenience, danger, obstruction, insult, injury, criminal intimidation, or ill will were beyond the scope of permissible restrictions under under Article 19, Clause 2 of the Indian Constitution. The court agreed that the prohibition against the dissemination of information by means of a computer resource or a communication device intended to cause annoyance, inconvenience, or insult did not fall within the reasonable exceptions to the exercise of the right of freedom of expression. It further found that because the provision failed to define terms such as inconvenience or annoyance, a very large amount of protected and innocent speech could be curtailed, and hence its sweep was overly broad and vague. Thus, as I discussed before, there are gaps in our cyber laws which need to be filled. Like online matrimonial fraud, financial fraud, and cyberbullying have not been covered under the IT Act or any other provisions. However, there are other sections. There are other sections under the IT Act and Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita or in IPC as it is enforcing at present can be used to deal with such cases. Now, let's go to the redressal mechanism. Cybercrimes can be reported to National Cybercrime Reporting Portal, which has a separate section to deal with cybercrimes against women and children, or the cyber cell of the nearest police station, or a complaint can also be registered with the National Commission of Women through its online portal. Though the present areas are capable of dealing with cyber crimes, there are some areas in which enacting express provisions could help. For example, if a new section is enacted specifically criminalizing and defining cyberbullying, that would help, in my humble opinion. The strategies which can be used to raise cybersecurity awareness among women are raising awareness and disseminating information about the various kinds of cyber crimes that affect women and minor girls, such as online harassment, online sexual harassment, cyber stalking, cyberbullying, voyeurism, revenge porn, matrimonial fraud, etc. Making women aware about the dangers of online dating, spreading legal awareness about the various legal provisions that are meant to protect women against cyber crimes, informing women about the National Cybercrime Reporting Portal and other mechanisms for the redressal of cyber crimes against women. providing emotional support and counseling services to the victims of cyber crimes. Lastly, I would like to conclude by saying that making online space safer is a collective effort for the government, the judiciary, the law enforcement agencies, and the civil society. Uh, uh, have to come together to make online space safer. Although the law has, although the law as well as the mechanism for redressal of cyber crimes have come a long way, there is still scope for improvement. So, if there are any questions or inputs, please feel free to ask.
Yeah, now the booming one are the deep fake
Uh,
videos.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to discuss that. Recently, Rashmika Mandana, yes, her deepfake video came up, and the deepfake AI was used, artificial
Yes.
intelligence was used, and subsequently Amitabh Bachchan reported this, posted this on cyber social media
Mm.
to raise awareness, to inform the police and other people about this horrendous crime.
Yeah. And also, I think a few days before there was an advertisement campaign by HDFC Bank, wherein they had created an campaign wherein Nora Fatehi was the brand ambassador, and they were selling products for really cheap price. So when you can add to cart, you can do everything, but when you go to the buy option, it will show that it's a scam and you are here. And then they start giving awareness, like whenever you purchase from any online site, ensure that these are good and etc. So that was a very viral news.
Yes,
It was an
yes,
ad campaign by HDFC Bank. It
yes.
was very happening.
Mm, we have to be aware these days, like about the online space and how we are using it.
Yeah.
So,
And I would like to ask you one question.
yes,
The
ma'am.
very hot news today is Poonam Pandey was dead yesterday and she is alive today. So
Yes, yes.
yeah, can anyone file a complaint on her, or is there any
Yes,
grounds in the IT Act or something like that that she's being playing with the emotions of people? And yesterday
yeah,
she was dead and today she's alive,
yeah.
telling that
This is
that's a
really
campaign.
this is really bad. Like raising, she said that her excuse was that she was raising awareness for cervical cancer, but
Mhm.
this can be done by other ways also, not so dramatically,
Mhm.
because a few days ago she was seen happy and healthy and
Mhm.
everything, and now this news came out, and then again she is alive, well and alive.
Yeah. Okay,
uh,
so to the people who doesn't know the background, Poonam Pandey is one of the famous Indian models, a celebrity as well. Yesterday, she has posted in her team had posted apparently in Instagram that she has lost her life due to cervical cancer, and the news was like wildfire. You know how people react, how netizens react when they get to know that a celebrity is no more. So all of those things happen, and today from nowhere she posts in her Instagram that she is very much alive. That was a stunt to raise awareness about cervical cancer. So here we are discussing that how can we stop this, how can we curb this. So is there any law that prevents, like, death is not a fun part, right? To make
yeah,
awareness or to create awareness.
so far, in my limited knowledge, there are no laws against this. But
does
I
this
will focus on
attract
that.
does this attract the provisions of spreading fake news, false news?
Yeah, exactly.
I couldn't recall the provision, but there is a section, right, which says that, which prohibits publishing fake news or false news in
Yes, yes,
internet, if I'm not wrong. Uh,
yes. I'll
Kritika,
sure look into that.
I would
yeah,
like to
Kavita.
add something that you rightly said that there is a provision. We can say
Mm.
public nuisance. This is a
Yes.
public
Yes,
nuisance.
yes, yes. Exactly,
And
exactly.
as you said rightly that we should get something, so I think I just recollect that we can file an EIL against to this such a kind of we can say nuisance. So this is
True,
not good.
true.
Yesterday I was astonished that how come this thing happened and nothing, nowhere there is any news on any news channel
Mhm.
where they will get a funeral and all that. That's why I got
Yeah,
astonished yesterday. So this is not the campaigning. This is not the good campaigning. I think so. Though it is a
yeah.
strategy or that these things, but it's definitely create nuisance, public nuisance.
This
True,
is
true.
this
It
is
is like,
nothing short of nuisance.
Yes.
yeah, like many
So
people
suddenly,
connect to that thing,
yes, yes,
right? Like,
correct, correct.
yeah.
Emotionally, they connected. Though she was created somewhere last so many years back, something that
Mm-hmm.
really very bad things and all that. I don't want to say that, but we are a human being after all. At the end of the day, so we are
Yeah.
connected on that emotions. How she lost her life and all that. Nothing we
Mm-hmm.
have even haven't any news regarding cervical cancer and all that. You have a right to aware people, but this is not the right way, I think so.
Even I don't think so. In one of the posts that she has mentioned, she has quoted Nirmala Sitaraman telling that in the budget she said about cervical cancer, government is producing, giving medicine. It is giving some aid to get that vaccination and all. So I thought of supporting her. I'm like, this is
Oh
not the
my
way
god,
to support
this
her.
is not the way. This is not the way to support. No.
Yeah, this is
So
definitely not the way to
actually,
support.
raising such kind of questions, I think I should file PIL. Others
Yeah, very true, very true. Yeah, I really wish you file that.
yeah,
No,
I'll
this
think of
has
that.
to be stopped because you know what?
Yes,
Now
yes,
the copying trend will start. People will
yes,
start
definitely,
copying
definitely.
it.
Yes, and it should not be a go like you said, Somadetta said that misuse of the law. Now, misuse of the
Exactly.
strategies and all these things that will goes in a wrong way, definitely.
True,
Yes.
true. I think she got carried away by the Sushant Rajput incident. Like he got
But
super
Sushant
popular
Rajput
after.
is different scenario and different things.
Yeah,
Difference.
but
We
I'm
have
telling the
changed.
thing that he like after his death he
Yes,
got popular. So
correct,
even
correct.
she assumed that after my death I'll be popular.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
I saw that people were feeling sad for her comment section. Okay, see how poorly people has commented. You should not do that. You should have humanity. Even I was feeling bad. Whatever she has done, that is her past. Or that is her choice. I am no one to comment her. But comment section, I was feeling very bad. Now I wish that she should read all the comment section and she should feel because
correct,
that is the damage she has done to everyone.
yeah, everyone. So this is a good we can say we can set a mark if we file any case and all that, and
Hmm.
we can give an example to people. Please don't play with emotions and laws at your concern,
Exactly.
at your we can say wish and whims.
Yeah, and also suppose if somebody is really suffering from cervical cancer, that person's morale would have come down, right?
Correct,
See, a
correct,
famous celebrity has died. Now what for me? You know that even that thing happens a lot if somebody is mentally weak, and also
correct.
to the family members also. Okay, some or the other day someone will die out of this in my family, so that thing comes out. It is mentally really exhausting.
Exhausted, exhausted. True. But this is really a very serious topic now because of
Yes,
somewhere that this topic. It actually it gives some kind of questions to rethink
yes,
on these
Yeah.
points.
very
If
true, very true.
Something to ponder
Correct.
upon.
yeah,
Yeah, in one side we are raising awareness, and the other side, educated people are doing this.
Yeah.
correct, correct.
So it's I feel that it's a shame on the society
We
as a
should,
whole. We have failed as a society.
correct. We should be acted as a balanced human being.
Exactly, exactly, and not play with the emotions like that.
Like
That's not
no,
something.
correct.
And also I feel that it generates a question of doubt, or question of trust. Tomorrow I will not believe whatever if I see some celebrity posting that I am dead. I like wait for 2 days.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's eventually killing the
No,
humanity in
if
us.
there is a genuinely something happened, we even not in that situation to believe in next time.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. Very true, very true. I have lost my trust in the celebrities for sure, and or the
Same.
social media news, whatever it is.
Yes. Good one. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Kavita. Thank you for joining in. So anyone has any questions or any inputs or anything to add on what Soumyadatta has shared with us regarding the IT laws or the online abuse? Yeah, yeah, Price, it's over to you.
Thank you, Somia Duta. That was a great session. Thank you. Now, we'll be introducing Ghana Shao P-Shirt. Ghana Shao P-Shirt an advocate practicing in Saga, Karnataka State. With a recent enrollment of 4 months, Ganesha exhibits a fervent passion for legal research and writing. A dedicated learner, Ganesha actively engages in seminars, workshops, and internships to stay at the forefront of emerging legal topics. This newcomer is not just about gaining knowledge, but is driven by commitment to excellence. He gets to explore diverse dimensions of the legal profession. Ganesha anticipates meaningful interactions with fellow professionals, contributing vibrancy to the legal discourse. I invite him to present paper on online dispute resolution system. You are welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I would like to start with the introduction. Online dispute resolution system.
Ganesh, if you could please switch on your video, that would be really great.
I would like to start with the introduction. Online dispute resolution system is a dispute resolution system through the mode of online. Simply, it can be said as a dispute resolving system through the digital platform. In the earlier stage of dispute resolution system, with regarding to the online ODR, it is used as a alternative way of dispute resolution system. Like in the, we can see that in arbitration, conciliation, negotiation, and mediation. In these platforms, it is used as an alternative way of dispute resolution system. To the ADR, ODR used as an alternative way. But after the COVID pandemic situation, uh, the regular judicial proceedings also come in the platform of ODR. We can observe that so many regular judicial proceedings were also taken place through the online, because in the COVID pandemic, uh, we can observe that there were no physical contact, and we have to maintain certain circulars which are given by the central government, and we have to maintain the distance. Like these kind of restrictions were there. So by these situations, regular judicial proceedings also taken place through ODR. I can say that not only in judicial proceedings, but also in the tax resolving, relating to the dispute resolving to the relating to the taxes, and also dispute relating to the contracts, are also very passionate to take on the platform of online platform, in the digital platform. I think it is very essential to take resolve the disputes regarding to the contract, regarding to the we can say that tax, regarding to the ADR, has to be taken place through digital platform. Why? Because it will save a lot of time, and we can see that cases are more, but the presiding officers are very less compared to the what we can say that comparing to the population and comparing to the cases. We can say in we can see in the trial courts also, there are very much number of cases and very much number of persons who come to resolve their disputes, but judges are very less. And we can see that the governments also the government also very we can say that very passionate about resolving disputes through the medium of online, because we can observe that after the internet era, we can observe that after 2010, the online dispute resolution system or online system regarding to the judiciary are going very very higher. Why? Because people are using mobile phones and online platforms very much rather than the physical mode. Just and certain disadvantages with regarding to the online dispute resolution system. If we go through the advantages, like it will save the time, and it is and another important thing is very cost effective, and there will not be a physical contact, and physical there will no be a physical appearance will not be there, and documents, physical documents are also need not to be what we can say that served. All the proceedings will take place through the online platform by following a few steps in the online platform through our mobile phone or laptops, computers. We can access the what we can say that we can access through the proceedings online regarding to the our tax or contract or even judicial proceedings also. And the disadvantages are like we can say that it is not so safe, which we can compare it to physical judicial proceeding or physical proceedings. And also there we can see that hacking problems are also there, and safety issues are also there, and it is not so easy that every people can access, and every people can go through the online system for the proceedings. These are also the advantages are and disadvantages. These disadvantages are also be calculated or considered as challenges with regard to the what we can say that online dispute resolution system. There are certain schemes were introduced by the central governments, like Vivad Se Vishwas, and Vivad Se Vishwas we introduced it in 2020 regarding to the tax matters, and Vivad Se Vishwas Part 2 also introduced in 2023, and certain policies and certain guidelines with regarding to the dispute resolution through online are also come through the come with the platform of online, and also through the medium of international guidelines like WIPO, certain changes or certain introductions regarding to the ODR also come through the platform of digital platform. By analyzing these, I can say that ODR, online dispute resolution system, is a relevant thing in nowadays to resolve disputes through online, which reduces the burden on regular judicial proceedings, and which reduces cost, which reduces time, everything. By analyzing these all things, it will be more helpful uh, rather than going through the regular judicial proceeding with concern to resolve dispute regarding to the tax and contracts like this. In also in corporate field also, it is very essential to take resolving the disputes through online, because it will save the time, and it will save the cost also, and it will time is very precious. If we go through the regular judicial proceedings, it will take a lot of time, rather than what we will say that if we go through the online dispute resolution system, it will save more time. And there one thing I have to say, that there should be a training, and there should be a proper guideline regarding to the dispute resolution through online to the presiding officers, and also to the who persons who represent the clients, that I will say.
Ganesh, are you done? I think.
Yes, madam, I have done.
Okay. Yeah. So regarding this, when Ganesh was speaking about that, I could recall a previous incident wherein the case was, I'm not sure which honorable court it was. It was one of the, I think, High Court or Supreme Court, wherein Juhi Chawla, she had filed a petition for chopping of, for preventing of chopping of forest. And she had shared that meeting link or invite link in a public platform, I think Twitter or X, and she had asked environmentalists to join that particular hearing date and support her in her uh, case. Unfortunately, some of her fans joined, and one of her fan, he unmuted himself and he started playing a song of hers, very popular song of hers, and they couldn't. The entire court, the that thing was disturbed, and finally the court imposed cost on her, telling that because of you this happened. And the court also justified its statement, stating that she was not supposed to post the invite, the link in the public platform. She posted it. That is why we are imposing cost on her. So in the online hearings, we have this problem also, because not everyone are as serious, and they don't take the cognizance as others do. So there are a great chances of misusing of this one. Yeah. Anyone has any questions for Ganesh, or would you like to add any of your experiences or your perspectives on online dispute resolution? Yeah, I think there are no questions. Praise, it's over to you.
Okay, thank you, Ganesh. That was a nice session. We all enjoyed it. Now,
Thank you, ma'am.
everyone,
Thank you very much.
you're welcome. Welcome to this virtual roundtable, everyone. I am honored to be your moderator today as we gather to delve into a thought-provoking discussion on insight and innovation in law. Whether you are joining us from different corners of the world or just around the corner, your presence is greatly appreciated. In today's increasingly interconnected world, virtual roundtables provide a unique platform for us to share insights, exchange ideas, and collectively explore solutions to the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. I encourage each of you to actively participate, share your perspectives, and engage in constructive dialogue throughout our session. Let's hear from you about legal insights and innovation in a global perspective. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Praise. So I request people to share their opinion or their perspective based on the lectures that they have heard today, or on their experience, or what they feel about the new trends in law that has been set. Let's make this a little interactive session so that we learn from each other mutually. Yeah, should someone break the ice here so that we can have a discussion?
Are there any speakers left?
No, not for today. If we are done with a virtual round table, after that we'll have a valedictory session,
Okay,
and the
okay.
other people will present tomorrow.
Yes, today's session was great, ma'am. I liked your presentation, and Praise ma'am also did a great job hosting the event. And Kavita
She was
ma'am,
being honest. She was really good.
thank you, ma'am. And
Yes.
so, and Ganesh also joined in later, so it was very great. So,
Yeah. So, any insights on the current legal trends, or anything you feel that this is a gray area? So, people feel free to unmute yourself and put your thoughts. I think this is a closed forum, so you need not worry that people will judge you or people will throw you left and right. And there is nothing like that. People here are really good. Jagpal, would you like to add anything here? Let us break the ice. I'm picking up your name.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, let me ask you some let's have a topic for discussion, because at least 15 minutes we have to talk to each other. Only then the um, purpose will be solved. So just speak about the legal innovations. As of now, we have this BNS and the other legislations that are forming a major part, and following this we will also have uniform civil code, that is the like removing all the personal laws and having a uniform civil code. So these things are in pipeline. And regarding this, one of the session, Mr. Amit Shah, he was speaking and he was addressing the issues that why in the gazette they have told that the legislation will not come into force immediately after president's assent. Usually it happens that way, but in this there was an exception. For that, his answer was, uh, uh, in order to train police officers, to train the ground level people, whoever are involved, to update softwares and so many other things, we require time at least till December 31st, 2024. And they are planning to enact this particular legislation in the year 2025. So till then, we'll have to do the IPC, and after that, that particular acts will be coming into force. So, in your perspective, how good, or what are the challenges that the government will face, and also as an legal practitioner, or what are the challenges that we would be going through, not just in the client perspective, as a general thing. And also replacing the entire personal laws with a uniform civil code. Even my foreigner friends can join me here answering this question from your perspective. If you have witnessed these major transitions in your country, or imagining these transitions in your country, how would you cope up with this? Because that would be the greatest challenge that we are going to face for sure. Yeah,
Uh, Actually, what has happened is that they have, because they are not bringing it into force, we are in a state of confusion. That is why in my article also, I have mentioned both BNS sections, and alongside with it, I have also mentioned IPC sections. And the second problem is that there are not many changes. There have been small changes. They have rearranged the sections. That is something I found to be helpful. Uh, like all the crimes against women are now under one part. So that is something I found to be useful. But other than that, it is pretty much the same only. So and especially for people like us, we spend our whole lives 10 or 15 years
life.
learning those sections. So each section, like uh, uh, learning and memorizing the whole IPC, and now we have to like totally uh, unlearn that and learn this one new one. And
Yeah, true, true.
as far as Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita goes, learning that will be a tough job, because they have made considerable changes in this. I think I have heard about that. I'm not sure, but I have not gone through that yet. But they have made significant changes in Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita, which will be the procedural law
Mhm.
that will replace CRPC. So that is something which is very difficult.
True, true. Yeah, I totally go with you on this one. Yeah, anyone has to add anything to this one? I can see we are around 11 people.
Another problem which has been raised in the parliament recently is that not parliament, a practicing advocate from Tamil Nadu has raised an issue, which is that most of these names are in Hindi. So for us,
True,
Hindi
true.
speakers,
Even
yeah, for us it is easy, but for someone who doesn't speak Hindi,
it is
them that might
difficult.
be difficult. Like
Yeah, even I was reading about this one, that the judge also, he also refused to accept that law. He said it is in too much of Hindi and I don't know Hindi. So it is, the interpretation is difficult to me.
And in my opinion, they should have kept an Hindi name and then an English name. They should have enacted it like that. Like
Previously,
IPC,
what we had.
yeah, yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
IPC was called Bharatiya Dand Vidhi.
Then the Samhita.
So, Dand Samhita. Yes,
Then Samhita. Yeah.
yes. And Indian contract law, for example, is called Bharatiya Samvida
Mm-hmm.
Vidhi. So
Mm.
they should have kept options in other languages also, but they have like chosen one language and went with it.
Yeah.
For us, it is okay, but for people like sir, for example, people in Tamil Nadu or Kerala or Nagaland or
Finding it
Mizoram,
difficult.
they find Hindi to be difficult. They are more comfortable
Yeah.
with English, so they should have kept a. Uh,
Both the languages.
yeah, they should have.
Multi languages.
multi-language.
Yeah.
So
Yes, Sunil, you have raised your hand. Sunil, if you are speaking, you are on mute.
Yes. I would like to add one or two points. First of all,
Sure,
when
sure.
we say that we are into a lot law field, so may it be
Mm,
India or may it be anywhere else in the world, learning is a continuous process, and that only remains constant. Now,
mm,
secondly, the names of these new laws in Hindi, they are not in Hindi, they are in Sanskrit. Again,
okay.
uh, a foreign language that is imposed by the Britishers on us. When unless we start one day, we will not be able to get away from that. So to get away from that, by say next 20 years down the line, we need to
Mm,
start today. So this generation, next generation, further next generation, and then after the next generation will be able to see, able to work in the purely Indian languages.
mm,
So that process has to start somewhere. So I personally feel that it is really a good thing. At least they were started only with the name, which is
mm,
in Sanskrit. Still, the act is in English, and English is a primary language for this act
language.
also.
Mm.
Hindi is a translated version. So yeah, it is a good start, I would put it.
Yeah, that's also true. To come back to where we started, it is. I think it's the first step. The first
yeah,
steps are the inconvenient ones,
I
but
agree.
let us see how it goes and how the things happen. This change is something inevitable to us and something that we had not foreseen to this extent, or not at this level. I don't think so, but yeah, it's a good thing. Let us see how things happen and how we accept the change.
Kritika,
Yeah, Kavita.
yes, whatever the Sunil sir says, that is really appreciable, and uh, we got to know that it is different. That, as you said, that from where we came and where we are going, and Sunil says that
Yes.
now this is the time that we should adapt something. Then we will go and
Mm,
next to generation will that used to do, or used to that name of the our acts, that I'm agree with the Sunil, and that is good initiative, we can say, though it is right now it is not used to us, or we are not comfortable to use that words, we can say. But
words.
we as we can say that yes, it is English language is primary language for our
Mm,
communication, but yes, we should not forget that we came from Sanskrit. Our language came from Sanskrit and all that. It is a pioneer language of all languages in India, we can
mm,
say, largely.
yeah.
So it is good initiative. Yes, it is little bit hurdle for us, but yes, we need to
Mm.
accept it, isn't it?
Yeah, true. It's a difficult thing, but I think
Yes, we need
everyone in
to
the
adapt
long
it.
run will get into
Yes,
it. Like,
yes, and it
I
is
think it
very
will be
informative.
habitual thing someday.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, we can say once it's a habit, it comes and law. We can say in logical sense.
True,
So
true, true.
yeah, so it is
Yeah, and
informative.
and
We can say.
also, yeah, please go ahead.
No, I said that Sunil said it's a informative info. whatever he said.
Exactly,
Yeah, I
exactly.
didn't know
True,
that
true.
it was actually in Sanskrit. I thought that
Yes.
it was in Hindi.
Yeah. Sometimes it's happened, but he said rightly. Yeah.
Yeah. And also I think I personally, I am happy that there are new laws, but on the other hand, somewhere in the major part of my heart, I feel that I have studied a lot of these laws, and now all of a sudden it's of no use. Like it will be of use, but it will, I have to learn a new more laws. So
True.
somewhere or the
Sometimes
other, I think I get pulled back by that.
no, it's yes. You said that as it's a human nature, we can say. But sometimes,
Yeah.
whenever the new things happen, new things coming through us, so we need to adapt it.
Mhm.
That's why we said that it's an amendment and all that. It's
Yeah.
variations, we can say. So we need to adapt for that. Initially we are reluctant to each and every new things which we are coming which
True.
are we are using whatever the last 20 years
Mhm.
and all that, and suddenly it's changed, so we are reluctant for that, but sometimes we need to get a
Yes.
solutions.
Yeah,
And
somewhere or the other, I'm feeling that it is out of my comfort zone, or I have to restudy everything. I
that's
have to
we need
start
to
from
break it.
scratch.
That's we need to,
Yeah,
there is
and
no any comfort zone, we need to jump another zone. That's why we get
true.
we
Yeah,
will
and I
not
was thinking of this uniform. Yeah, I was thinking of this uniform civil code. So it will replace your Indian Succession Act, Hindu Succession Act, Hindu Marriage Act, Muslim laws, Special Marriage Act.
correct.
Everything will be replaced.
it,
I'm like,
it's
how
quite possible.
difficult it would be.
Yeah, it is difficult for the legislation department, we can say, in short. But
Mm, mm,
it has to be. Why I'm telling that? Because if not there is uniform, we having a vernacular type of, or we can casteism in our India.
mm,
So
mm,
that should be
mm, mm.
demolished. So one every human being should become on same platform. So they are
True.
trying to that perspectives. So it is not happen in
Exactly.
one or the once for all, but day by day it has to be.
Yeah, but when that happens, it will be a
Yeah,
painful
it will take
transformation for
time.
everyone.
Yes, yes. And that, yes,
Yeah, painful,
definitely it
but a
will be
happy one.
transformed. Yeah.
Definitely, yeah, definitely a happy one. But there will be a lot of things that we have to unlearn, we have to relearn, and so many
Yes,
things, so many things.
correct, correct.
Yeah, and that replacement of personal law would impact person at every ground level. Now this CPC, CRPC and all, I think it would impact around 60 to 70% of people. But when there
Correct,
is a shift in the personal laws, that would be up to 100%.
correct. That's why legislation
Uh,
trying to that to get it in shape, we can say. What we
yeah,
are
true, true.
thinking in future.
Exactly.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah, anyone wants to add any more thing for this one? I could see Mahesh, Sweetie, Jagpal, yeah. I was speaking to one of the student. He is currently studying CPC right now. He's like, "Ma'am, why are we supposed to study CPC? Why did not them change the syllabus immediately with immediate effect? I have to study CPC now. After that, again, I have to study the relevant other laws. Why am I doing this? Why government is doing this to me?" I'm like, "Do this." Yeah, Sunil. Okay.
because old cases are going
Mm.
to be processed as per present CPC
Yeah,
only.
retrospective. Yes.
So uh, that for that cases you need to learn.
Yes.
One
And
cannot say
civil
that
cases, so it goes for decades.
yes,
That's true. That's a very valid point. Yeah, anyone would like to bring anything on the table here? Any topic related to the current innovations? Uh, yeah, it's over to you, Praise. I think we can wrap up with the roundtable.
Thank you so much, everyone. I'm glad we are all able to contribute intelligently to the discussion that we had today. Thank you. You're able to listen to all the speakers and gain more knowledge on the legal perspective of this topic. And I also believe that tomorrow you all come here to learn more from the speakers. Thank you once again. My name is Praise Olashupo, the moderator for today's session. Thank you.
Thank you, Praise. Thank you so much. It was really very nice having you here and moderate the session. And even tomorrow we'll meet at 4 p.m. That's 4 p.m. IST, the same timing, and you can use the same link. Also, I have posted the link for registration for attendance. Please do fill up that link, or if you are facing any problem, you can text via WhatsApp as well. However, there are limited number of participants, so that would not be a problem for us. And yes, thank you everyone to attending this session and also bringing in valuable insights on the table. Excited to meet all of you tomorrow and also listen to other people. Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.